Ghosting. Nobody likes it, but let's talk about it because perhaps you've experienced this. You've had a recruiter reach out to you. You seem excited about this role. They seem excited about you and your background. You maybe even schedule a call, and then suddenly it seems like they disappear. No response, no update, nothing. This is understandably one of the biggest frustrations that job seekers have, and I get it. I hear you. I hear about this all the time, and here's what most people get wrong. They point to those recruiters and say they are the most terrible, horrible, no good, very bad people, and that's not true. Or they point to themselves and they say, "Oh, I'm terrible. Why? They just leaving me off the hook, and I must have done something wrong." It's not about you. There's so many things that this could mean, but making assumptions doesn't do you any good. So let's talk about why ghosting happens and what to do about it. So let's start with the obvious. Ghosting is extremely frustrating. I'm on both sides of this. I do career coaching. I'm also a recruiter. I don't like it either, okay? Many recruiters get into this profession in the first place because we love and we enjoy helping people. We want candidates to succeed and have a great experience. So ghosting is antithetical to that, and so it doesn't make sense. But let's think about a few reasons why this might happen. First, it's because it could be that hiring priorities change. A manager may open a role and tell the recruiting it's urgent. Let's get going on this. The recruiter starts sourcing candidates, reaching out to people, scheduling calls, and moving through the process. And then suddenly something changes. The budget, a reorg happens. Leadership decides to pause hiring. Something else happens. Now the recruiter has no updates to share because the role itself is in limbo. This happens pretty frequently. Okay. Reason number 2 is that an internal candidate appears. So they thought they needed to go external, and then when they open that up, someone internal says, "Hey, I'm actually interested in this. Let me consider this." And so internally they're like, "Oh, maybe we don't need to go get someone else." They actually will often prioritize internal mobility, which you and I can appreciate. Why go get someone from the outside when we can help people grow from the inside? But at the same time, the role may still be posted publicly and candidates may be interviewing, and that can be difficult, and I get it. And perhaps maybe they didn't think about an internal person until that person stepped forward, and that can completely change the direction and the process of the search. Again, just a reminder, if this is the case, it's not about you. One more thing to consider about the perspective of recruiters. This is something that candidates don't see. Often recruiters, especially agency recruiters, they're often juggling often dozens of open positions and hundreds of candidates at once. This is exhausting, and yes, this isn't an excuse for poor communication. I get that, but it is context. That's an important thing for you to understand. So sometimes follow-up simply follows through the cracks. They said, "Hey, we need to disposition this person. They didn't work out. We let them know," and they put them in the rejected folder for whatever reason, and then they didn't actually send that message. Sometimes there genuinely isn't an update available, and so it's easier just to keep pushing that off for some people. So give the recruiters a little bit of grace because they're busy and overwhelmed just like you feel right now too. Now, let's shift and talk about the possibility that everyone worries about, the fact that ghosting could mean that you're not moving forward. But even then, it doesn't mean that you did something wrong. You may have been qualified, you may have interviewed well, and it's just the fact that another candidate may have simply been stronger or had more relevant fit of experience or skills in some form or fashion. I've seen hiring decisions come down to one very specific thing, one project, one domain experience, or one location situation. And so job searches and decisions are rarely as personal as they feel. And it's tough decisions by all who are involved. These could all be potential reasons why the ghosting happens, but what can you do about it? First, follow up professionally. Send a brief message, About a week later, you can do 2 or 3 of these, something like, hey, just checking in to see if there are any updates regarding the role. I'm still interested and would appreciate any information you can share. Just be short, professional, easy to respond to. You're not hurting anything by doing this. Second, don't chase endlessly. I said 2, maybe 3 times. If you followed up a couple times, go ahead, move on. You don't need to be emotional about it. Just be practical, keep applying, keep networking and connecting with people, keep interviewing. The biggest mistake candidates make is putting all their hope into one opportunity and not keeping that pipeline filled. Don't let that be you. And third, don't burn bridges. I know it's tempting. You get ghosted and you want to burn it all down and say, they're terrible. I can't believe I talked to these people and wasted all this time. But recruiting and careers, it's a relationship business. I've seen recruiters reconnect with candidates months or even years later for better opportunities. So the recruiter who ghosted you on one role could be the person who calls you back later about your dream job just a few months from now. If there's one final thing I want you to remember about this, it's this, is that recruiter silence doesn't automatically mean rejection. Sometimes it does, but it's not always. And even when it does, it often has very little to do with you and your value as a candidate. So stay professional, keep moving forward, and focus on what you can control. Now, if you're in this situation and you need help navigating the job search, the interview process, or career decisions, this is what I do. I work on both sides as a coach for people making intentional career transitions and also with companies who want to hire great people. I also have free resources that will link below, like my career clarity checklist and other things that can help you approach your career with even more intention. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.